Here with you guys. Hi Johnny, how's it going? Can everyone hear me okay? Another live stream, and it's a little bit chilly this evening, so the heating's on and the dressing gown's on, so you can expect to see this garb for the next 6 months, as this house tends to get very cold. So can someone just confirm in the chat that you can hear me okay before I get started? Everything okay with the volume? Can everyone hear me okay? Just want to make sure that everything's working. No one's confirmed yet. So let me just do it the old-fashioned way. No. Hasn't updated. Please, can someone just write in the chat that you're able to see me okay? This is actually going out live. I'm just talking to myself like an idiot. I will work out a better way of doing this in the future.
IBS-related diarrhea affecting your plans?
Yes,
Try
you
new
sound good. Great.
Fibercalm for IBS-related diarrhea.
Booger off. Not you, the adverts. God bless YouTube and its adverts. Cool, thank you. You may have noticed that I've started to enable ads on some of my videos. It seems silly that I don't, because everyone else does. And most people have ad blockers, so it shouldn't be too much of a problem. But if I can make a little bit of income from some of the adverts that YouTube put on my videos anyway, then great. So hopefully that hasn't been too annoying for you. Maybe you've noticed. Hopefully not. I've chosen the minimum advert thing, so it shouldn't be too disruptive. Good stuff. Thanks for joining me, guys. James Mackey, Liam Groves, of course Johnny Ringo, who gave me my first donation last week. Is that what you call it? A donation? I'm not sure if YouTube's got a special name for it or something. But that was most appreciated. So if you guys want to throw me a couple of bucks, awesome. But yeah, these streams are about just answering your questions, doing a little catch up. You can ask me anything you like, drumming wise, technique, exercises. Also, and this worked pretty well last week, playing along to some music as well. I've got YouTube on my phone here. And so I can find some songs that you suggest that either you want me to play to, or you want me to answer or teach you a specific part to a song. I can look that up. So if you've got any song suggestions or any ideas for what we can talk about in this stream, then let me know in the chat. Just type it in. No question is too simple or complicated. I'll tell you what happened last week though with one of the song suggestions. So we did an Eagles song, and I should have known the Eagles would give me problems, because they have in the past. They are very strict with their copyright on YouTube, and one of my videos was banned from YouTube, and there wasn't even any Eagles music in it. It's just me drumming. But that shows how great I am at replicating Don Henley. because the algorithm thought that was actually drumming from the Eagles, I presume. And so that video was banned. So any Eagle stuff, maybe I won't. But anything else is fair play, I think. The other songs I did last week weren't there wasn't any issues with that. So did you guys enjoy the latest video today and yesterday? Yesterday was I called it a sneaky linear triplet groove, which was basically just a triplet idea in 6, obviously, or could have been 3, but yeah, it's in 6, but it's 12 notes, and I should do the basic pattern and then how you can sort of orchestrate it, use it as a drum beat, use it as a drum fill. That was a lot of fun for me to go through. You'll find the video for that from yesterday. And then today's one, which has been something I've been meaning to do, is update, well, not really update, but I had an old video of me teaching the heel-toe technique, and it's more detailed in that video, but this one, I thought I'd go over that again, so I get lots of requests for that, but then also give you some exercises to practice the technique with, in order to play doubles with 1 foot, which is a bit of a mystery when you first start, how drummers are able to do that so smoothly. So there's a 20-minute video up on the website and on YouTube from today, about an hour ago, and I go through all the techniques in that, giving you some ideas. The basic one, the main one that I wanted to, thank you, Graham. The one thing I wanted to show in that video was the 4 most common groups of 16ths, doubles. So I'm basically going to go over the video again briefly. You've got 4 16th notes per beat, 1 E-ander, 2 E-ander, 3 E-ander, 4 E-ander, and you can play doubles 2 notes as 1 E, E-and, and then the first and the fourth, 1 And learning all 4 of those variations allows you to play pretty much anything. And then I talked about, or I showed you how you play that through or underneath an 8th note hi-hat ostinato. And there was one, there's that one. But what I didn't show you, but I did mention briefly, is changing the hi-hat pattern, the ostinato. So obviously you could do all of those with quarter notes. Oh wow, Johnny, thank you, mate. Thank you very much. $5, thank you. I really appreciate that. That's very cool of you. That's your second one now. So what do they call it? They don't give it a name on the chat, but thank you very much. Hi, Holger. So going back to that, so with the right hand ostinato, you could play quarter notes. And of course, speed it up and practice some, not just play those exercises round and round, but try to like improvise a little bit. And of course, you could play different right hand patterns. Oh, that's hard. What am I playing there? I used to be able to play all this kind of stuff really smoothly, and offbeat hi-hat stuff. And like I said, just start improvising around with making it into more of a groove thing. Stuff like that. So taking what I showed you in the video today is just the start of that journey. You don't want to play around with different right hand patterns and improvising with a snare drum and ghost notes and put it drum fills and going back to the grooves. So the exercise is there just to get you started. It's where you take it, really. It's where you take it. Johnny, Rob, after watching so many of your vids, I noticed you say that you don't know if the drummer is using eighth or quarter notes for many crash parts. Great question. I'll come back to that. This old helmet. Strap on, spelled backwards, is no parts. Nice, thanks. I'm not sure if that's a joke that I'm not getting, but that is true. That is. Strap on, spelt backwards, is no parts. So Johnny, yeah. So about quarter notes or eighth notes on the crash cymbals. It's because they're washing out. So if I, especially on electric kit, you won't hear a difference. If I play, well, you're going to hear it on the microphone. That was eighth notes. If I play quarter notes, what was the crash doing there? You can hardly hear it because with the eighth note version at a faster tempo, this is for a slow tempo, you're going to hear each individual crash. But for a faster tempo, the drummer tends to play like the molar whip action technique, where you're coming down louder on the quarter notes and then the eighth notes in between the ands are using this upstroke usually. And so it's not as loud. And that first note, or the 1, 2, 3, and 4, from, in the case of 4/4 stuff, that's overpowering the notes in between. So it's a case of not being able to really hear it. But as you heard, there's no real difference. So if you've got a groove, for example, I've shown in the song, and I've written it as quarter notes on the crash or ride cymbal or open hi-hat even. You can play whatever variation you like. It's not really going to change the feel at all. When you've got a big washy right hand ride crash or open hi-hat, it's up to you to play eighth notes or quarter notes, unless you can hear the individual notes. And that, like I said, that's usually at a slower tempo. If I then play, you can still hear those individual eighth notes. If I play quarter notes, you would hear a difference. So usually for the faster tempos, when the crash is washing out over the notes in between, it's either it's hard for me to hear whether the drummer's playing quarters or eighths, and in which case it really doesn't matter which one you use. It's whatever you feel more comfortable with. James Mackey, I've always wondered how Taylor Hawkins does that drum fill part on the song Rope. Well, I love questions like that because I've actually got a free song lesson. I think it's free from back in the day when I was a skinny little runt. I said runt. And you can check that out on my YouTube channel or on the website. If you just type in rope, drums, the word, 2 words, you'll find that I did a free video drum lesson on that drum solo. And I can't for the life, it was like that was the vamp, wasn't it? And then he did like a really fast drum fill after each of those. I can't remember the drum fill part, but it was stuff like that. But I actually transcribed it note for note, and it's like a 20-minute drum lesson where I probably waffle too much. Like in my older videos, I do tend to go on a little bit. I've sort of tried to make my lessons a bit briefer these days because you don't have to over-explain things. But yeah, if you type in rope, drums, the words into YouTube, or go to my website to the free lessons section. By the way, you can find all of my free lessons on the website, every single one from YouTube and also the private ones that weren't put onto YouTube. If you go to the website, look at the bottom of any of the pages, you'll see free lessons. That's a link, and then that takes you to alphabetized alphabetical side. Why can't I say that? Anyway, you know what I mean. You'll find you can then search for all my free lessons in one place. It's very handy if you want to search for something specific. Mikey. Hello, Mikey. Thanks, by the way. You're always on it when it comes to YouTube comments and likes. Thank you very much. Anyone coming across my channel and checking the comments of my videos will see you pretty much in every video, and you've got something new to say on each of the lessons. You're not just saying hi every time, you're actually commenting on the content, which I really appreciate. It shows you actually watch the lessons. So thank you very much for your continued support on YouTube. I really appreciate any sort of comments on any of my videos, helps the algorithm, so thanks very much. You say, hey Rob, do you still play in a band? If so, how's that going? I haven't played in a band for a few years now. The last band I played in, no, it's not what I'm talking about, not a few years. I played in a jam group with a friend, the old guitarist from the band Tim Show I used to play a lot with. And then a mate of mine and his who plays bass, and it was basically a three-piece. And the guitarist came up with his own songs, and we did a few covers as well. And once a week we'd go to a studio in Fareham called The Dugout, if you're interested. And we'd jam along. So that was the last sort of band where I was playing acoustic drums. And that was about a year ago now. I did that for about 6 months, but then that sort of stopped happening. So I haven't played with a band for a good few years on stage. And it's certainly something I consider getting back into. Maybe what I wanted to do really, I've sort of got past the stage where I want to play in an originals band, although I really enjoyed playing my own music. It was a lot of work for very little recognition and also very little money. So maybe join a wedding band and go out once or twice a week at the weekends, earn a decent amount of cash, play for 2 hours to an audience that's actually up for it, playing their favourite songs, something I do anyway. So maybe I'll get round to doing that. But joining a band and rehearsing and spending time at the weekend, going out gigging, getting there, getting back, it's a lot of effort and time for just an hour and a half, 2 hours on stage. So I need to find that bug again, and then I'll probably get back into it. Thank you, Mikey. And yep, James, check it out. Johnny, Rob, need help with the drum break on Learning to Fly, Tom Petty 247. Cool, okay. Learning to Fly, not the Foo Fighters. I'm sure I've heard that before. Hopefully this won't be banned. I've got to get past the adverts, I'm afraid. If you've got any song suggestions you want me to go through in this stream, then let me know in the comments. Oh yeah, great song. 247. This should be on my website. This I should do a lesson on this. Must come down. I'm learning to fly. That was very Ringo style and Keith Moon with the pumping bass drum notes. That was very Ringo Starr inspired. That was probably, I always forget his name, Jim Keltner on drums, who played with Travelling Wilburys. Of course, that's Tom Petty. And he was very heavily influenced by Ringo Starr. They're best mates. So, yeah, they sort of, Jim's definitely copied a lot of Ringo Starr's style of playing. So let me hear that again, see if I can get a more accurate. Yeah, it starts off with a little build-up between floor tom and snare drum. Something like that, isn't it? So it's just 16th notes and the bass drum's pumping all the way through. And we got like a 2-bar phrase, one with the build-up between floor tom and snare drum. Yeah, it's 2 bars of 4 and then it loops with another drum fill. But those drum fills, sort of like that. Da 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 dum. Do 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 do. Very what's the song? What is the Ringo Starr drum solo that I've also transcribed? You can find a free lesson for that as well. Oh, it's this one. What is that one? Can someone type that in the chat? Anyway, that's definitely what I'm reminded of when I hear that. So I hope that helps a little bit, but that could be a future lesson, definitely. In his YouTube video, Pete says, called Learning Suck My Kiss at Chad Smith's house at 7:24, Chad Smith explains how to swing a drum fill, but I'm not sure if that's correct term or not, how to do that. Yeah, Pete, I think I've seen that video. I think that was a dromeo lesson. Dromeo. Really, really good website. Very high quality videos. And they've started to offer drum charts on their website. So kind of competing with me. But at least I've got the USP there that my video drum lessons come with an actual video, not just the chart. So, you know, at least I'm ahead on that thing. But yeah, at Chad Smith's house, probably talks about swinging the drum fill. So it's Suck My Kiss. How's that go?
Well, I'm sailing, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
I used to play along to that album all the time. I can't really remember how all the parts go, but yeah, they're kind of swung. It's kind of a swung 16th lilt. I don't know actually. You sure that's the example they gave? Suck My Kiss, when he was talking about the swung triplets. I think there's definitely a sort of a lilt to it. It's hard to explain this swung thing. So usually when they say stuff like it's swung, it's a feel thing. It's not an obvious shuffle they're talking about. It's usually they're playing 16th notes and one hand, two hand, all that stuff. And you kind of give it a little swing lilt. So in that song, I wasn't really hearing the lilt. If I just play a drum fill, to swing it would be more like this. Which isn't what I'm hearing on the recording. So hope that answers your question a little bit. Swinging, giving it a bit of swing is usually referring to 16ths in this case. And just rather than da 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 da. Um, Johnny asks, Rob, didn't you used to work for Dromeo? Yes, I did. I was one of their satellite drum teachers for a while. Back in the day when they not when they first launched, but probably about 4 or 5 years ago, and I recorded some streamed some live lessons for their website. They're probably still on there somewhere deep in their archive. I think I did "Smells Like Teen Spirit" and another song. I can't remember the other songs, but I chose my most popular ones because I wanted to take advantage of their audience. And they were very fair, very cool. Jared is a really nice guy and very professional. He allowed me to advertise on the stream. So some cool rules that it was very flexible. So yeah, I used to work for Dromeo, if you're interested. It wasn't a contract. Hey Rob, on the music, Pedro asks, hey Rob, on the music LA Calling from the Crystal Fighters, can you show how to play the main beat? Ooh, okay, let's hear this. LA Calling.
Don't tell me this is all for nothing. I can only tell you one thing.
So bored of that style of singing.
Quaker oats feed more than your body. They feed the fire inside. Quaker.
The main beat. So that bit there, I presume, is what you're talking about. So it's bass drums on quarter notes, hi-hats at eighth notes. And what's he playing? Let me just get it right. Hang on. Am I playing off beats on the hi-hats? If I saw it written down, I'd be able to work it out much quicker. 1 and 2 and 3 and yeah. Something like that, where you're playing quarter notes on the bass drum, eighth notes on the ands. And the snare drum is playing 1, a 2, and 3, a 4, and I don't think it's playing at every half a bar, but it's 1, a 2, and, or 3, a 4, and. So you're missing the snare drum backbeat on beats 2 and 4, and you're playing the 16th note just before it on the of 1 or the of 3, and then the and that has to line up with the offbeat hi-hat thing. So 1, 2, and 3, 4, 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, 2, and 3. Something like that. Maybe you could suggest that over on Facebook as a song suggestion. I could probably do something like that, teach that song in the future if you're interested. The part with the bass drum on Learning to Fly sounds like a little like Ringo solo, the end. That's it, thank you. It was the drum solo, Ringo's drum solo, the end, which is famously Ringo's only drum solo on any Beatles album. So if you're interested in Ringo playing a drum solo, then you can check it out over on my website or YouTube. Just type in "the end," drums the words, and you'll find a free video lesson and the full transcription for that. So if you're interested in that, that's referring back to Learning to Fly from Tom Petty, that little drum solo bit. James McKay, I learned a lot of stuff from dromeo. Yep, cool. Holger says, Rob, you are so great, unbelievable. Thank you very much, Holger. Appreciate that. So we've been going half an hour. If you guys got any more questions, otherwise I'll talk about what I plan to do tomorrow for another free lesson. I'm still without glasses. They broke last week, and I sort of tried to survive with with one of the glass arms broken, and it was bouncing on my face, but it wasn't really good enough. So they finally went, and I'm waiting on a new set of new glasses, 2 pairs, and hopefully they'll be arriving pretty soon. But that means that I haven't been able to sit at the computer for too long, and also when it comes to teaching lessons, having a complicated drum chart means I can't, from this distance, I can't read it comfortably. So the free lessons I've been doing is because the notation I have on my free PDFs are quite big, so I can see it from a distance. So that's the reason I haven't done any full song lessons this week. But I've got a Blink 182 lesson to do when my glasses arrive. I forget what it's called, but it's one of their new singles. The one where they're playing the Ramones, or pretending to be the Ramones in the music video. A real advanced Travis Barker lesson, really super fast, and really cool drum fills as well. Very advanced lesson, but looking forward to doing that. I've already transcribed it. It's just I can't bloody read it when I'm recording without my glasses. So that'll be coming next week. And then tomorrow, just for fun, and this is what I'm starting to do more for my website and for YouTube and other places, is doing stuff that I enjoy, ideas that I've always wanted to do. And it sounds like a silly idea, but there was this album called Pure Moods, CD, Pure Moods from the 90s, back when you couldn't download music, or you had to buy a CD or a tape. And for whatever reason, as a young teenager, 11, so not really a teenager technically, 12, the songs on it just really grabbed me. I've always loved that sort of music. And there were about 5 or 6, maybe 7 or 8 drum beats on that album, which I always thought was so cool. And so tomorrow's lesson is going to be basically a compilation of my favourite drum beats from this Pure Mood CD from back in the 90s. If you know, you know. If you don't, then perhaps I can introduce you to some more music. But for example, one of the songs on it is, I've always said Sadness by Enigma, but it's actually Sadness, I noticed. S-A-D-E-ness. Saddiness. But that's got, for example, a programmed electronic drum beat, which I think is just brilliant. Obviously, made even better because of the cool music. So that's one of them I'm going to teach tomorrow. See if I can replicate it, have a go. Because it's well, you're here.
All right, do you guys want to do a little swap?
I mean, yeah, I could be into
17
it.
seconds of
Just like
adverts.
a one-time casual thing with Tyler.
So yeah, type your
I
questions
was
into the
talking
chat,
about
guys.
switching
If
up teams.
I don't get any more, then we'll call it a day.
Whose turn is it anyway?
Tyler's, apparently.
So you should all recognise this. By the way, are the music levels okay? I presume they are, compared to the drums. So it's like a shuffled double-handed hi-hat. Bass drum and snare drum relatively simple. Going back to your question from earlier on, they're definitely swung 16th notes. What makes this a little bit more advanced is that subtle little open hi-hat thing 1 and 2, a 3. So that's going to be the tricky bit to try and replicate. The drum beat, 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and 4 and 1. It's based on 1, a 2, and then and 3 and. Fine, but it's that little subtle open hi-hats. 1, 2, a 3 and 4, 1, 2 and a 3. Yeah, 1, 2 and a 3 and 4 and 1. Yeah. There we go. So drum beats like that used to really inspire me. I loved the music, and then the drum beats over the top as well. I was like, oh wow, how'd you do it? I didn't used to think you could, for whatever reason, I should try and play it one-handed. But that is a beast to get through all the way through. So double-handed is for me the only way to play it. Besides, also it's electronic. It's not actually a live drummer. It's programmed drums. So that's how it sounds so perfect. But that's a lot of fun. It's one of the drum beats I'll be doing tomorrow. Okay, we got any more questions? Doesn't look like it. So, yeah, that's what's coming up. Plan to do another live stream next week. I know we're getting later and later in the week at the moment. It's supposed to be Monday originally, then it was Tuesday. Now it's Thursday. So maybe I'll just keep varying it nights of the week to see who's online. And maybe this was a little bit early at this time. People are still at work, perhaps. So maybe I should do a later stream so more people can watch, more people can ask their questions. But if there's no more questions or comments, then we'll leave it there, I think. I need to go to the shops, get some grub. Yeah, so give it 30 more seconds. That was that triplet lick I was doing the other day. Should practice that more, try to get it more into muscle memory. We're not missing anything, are we? Or I'm not missing anything. Make sure that the chat can be seen fully. No? Okay. All right, guys. Well, thanks very much for joining me. Maybe I should also give more notice as well so more people can watch. Or give them at least more than 10 minutes notice before I go online. See you guys next week. Until our next drum lesson together, guess what? Toodle pip. And yeah, of course, happy drumming to you.